Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome to Leisure Gaming. I'm Leisure, and today we're continuing that lovely story with Honkai Star Rail. What patch is this? 3. I think I'm still in the 3.1 story. We're trying to continue the Amphoreus storyline, get this done, because I think right after this, I've been told it is very heart-wrenching in the beginning, pretty much soul-crushing. It seems a lot of people get put down, beat up, put down. I don't think anyone's died. At least I haven't been told if anyone died. So I hope everyone's enjoying this lovely Thursday. It's a lot of rain if you're in the area. I have a lot of rain going on with me. Hope everyone's enjoying this lovely Thursday. And also happy Juneteenth to anyone that is celebrating it. I definitely took the day off of work. Why not? So I hope you guys get the chance to spend it with me. Thank you if you are. Let's continue the story. See how this plays out. If you'd like to catch up with the rest of the story, go ahead and check out the live tab. That has pretty much all of the episodes up to this point. I do believe there's one episode I did not stream. I did record it, and I'm trying to chop it down a little bit so that way we can have that posted. If not, it's just gonna be really long.
That's right.
So hopefully you guys will check that out once that is posted. And if you're here with me, thank you for, like I said, thank you for being here.
Good news.
And I hope that you will like and subscribe. And because we are definitely trying to hit 500 subs by the end of the year, and I definitely think it can be done. I definitely need a lot of your help and support to do that.
Some background information for you. The Council of Elders is an authoritative body in Amphoreus, made up of different city representatives.
So,
They hold
with usual
power
fashion,
over the
question of the
city
day:
and are in charge of presiding over the citizens' assembly.
what
held
TV
once every
series
few
had a
years.
cliffhanger that
This is the
pissed?
most
I'm trying to word that
social
correctly.
event of Akima.
What TV
It is
series
highly influential and can even
had the
affect what
worst
happens in the
cliffhanger?
Chase journey.
Alright, what TV series had the worst cliffhanger? What I mean is where it just ends, it doesn't, the show doesn't come back at all. And it just pissed you off. You're like, well, it was such a good show, and then it's just done. So that's the question of the day. What TV series had the worst cliffhanger because the show just ends and does not come back?
That is correct. However, the problem lies in the fact that there are ill-intentioned extremists in the Council of Elders. They view the Citizens' Assembly as a way to restrain the Chrysos heirs and hope to take complete control over the Flame Chase journey. We can refer to them as the opposition. During the assemblies held in the past 100 years, the voices supporting the opposition have been growing stronger in the shadows. It's only thanks to Aglaya that the Flame Chase journey has been able to continue to this day. The Citizens' Assembly is just around the corner, but this time, there seems to be a new variable to the situation.
So while they're discussing their stories, I think for me, the TV series that had like the worst cliffhanger because it just ends, No Ordinary Family, is one. I thought it was a really decent show, and then they just didn't get picked up for another season, so it kind of just ends and leaves you with a whole lot of what ifs. There's also another one, and I can't think of the name of it. Another show with power. The group had powers, and it ends with such a weird ending, and I cannot think of what the name of the show is now.
The Naxa has never believed in the prophecy.
What is the name of that show?
Cannot be considered a betrayal.
I have to find it.
However, He has taught many Chrysos heirs, and has long been considered an important ally of Akamem. I truly do not wish to see comrades turning on one another.
Let's see, Malik Yoba was in it.
As I believe in his
What was the name of
character,
the show?
trying to
Alphas.
plead with Aglaia and
Alphas was
try
another one that
time
just
for
ends with such a
The
weird
greatest way in which you
cliffhanger
can help is for you to know
because the
what
show
I'm
just didn't get
fighting
picked
for.
up for another season. That one just pissed me off. So what TV series had the worst cliffhanger for you? And those are my two. Alphas and excuse me, that superhero family, what was it called again?
Apologize for the fact that we always seem to be troubling you.
No Ordinary
Your
Family.
Ornix will
Those are
show
the
more
two.
benevolence and be more accommodating.
In my opinion, that probably had the worst cliffhanger because it just ends. So you get no resolution at all.
Go and rest and regain your strength. We'll meet at the Vortex in a few days. Oh, right. You can read this scroll if you want to find out more about the Council of Elders and the Citizens' Assembly.
I really don't care about the citizen, about the scroll. We just want to get through the story. See how this is going to play out. What happens after this that had my friends tell me don't even bother? Just a lot of stuff happens.
Esteemed one, Orynyx's vacant totem awaits.
Oh, that's
If
right.
you
We
have
did lose a
already made your
tribute in the last
preparations
one.
to become a pillar of Amphoreus, please step
I forgot that we
forward.
did lose a tribute. And I think we're gonna lose another one. The trailers kind of hint towards it.
I'm so parched.
Little Gray and Mem, thank you. Your resolves cannot be questioned. We praise your pure selflessness and courage. May carefully light your path forward. Get ready to assume Orynyx's divinity, Trailblazer. The divine position of Orynyx has already been vacant for some time. We can feel the space of the trial closing. As there isn't much of their soul left, we'll have to complete the ceremony before their soul completely dissipates.
Alright.
The eighth core flame coveted by the miracle that once belonged to the great veil of Evernight, Orynyx. It shall now be returned by the two elected heroes of the Chrysos heirs. A traveler who is upright and courageous, and a sacred beast that invokes miracles.
I wouldn't really call her a beast.
Mem. Both of you, please, come forward.
I don't really call her a beast. I feel like that's a little
Recite
unfair.
along with us. O Majesty of the 12 Titans, pillars of the world, we seek your divinity to mend the rifts of the world. Fill our bodies with blood of gold, till we wither in willing service to the prophecy. These are just words meant to make the prayer seem more solemn. Please, focus.
I mean, that's a fair... that was a fair statement, I feel like.
And surrender the core flame.
Press and hold to submit the core flame. Alright, so we've got another constellation unlocked.
Oryx. Their soul has been waiting for a long time.
Perhaps they're also quietly waiting for the arrival of their successor. The last time I heard this, things didn't turn out that well.
Ah, we'll be fine.
Don't worry, Aglaya. He's tougher than I am, right?
Alright, so are we... Oh! Alright, so we're getting ourselves a core flame for ourselves. We're getting... Jeez, can't speak. We're getting a core flame for ourselves, it seems like.
Although he loves cracking jokes at inopportune times, his determination is as strong as the Chrysosaur's. He will definitely succeed. While he's away, I would like to have a chat with you, Aglaya.
He seems so serious all of a sudden.
Speak. I'm listening.
Slap, slap. Wake up.
Okay, so she's learning more words. Great.
How is it? How do you feel? That's right. Look. I don't know what happened, but I'm able to talk. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
That's good, because I was tired of the whole... I was tired of the whole Pokemon speech.
Such a cute voice. It must be because of all the memories that I collected. They allowed me to grow beyond expectations. Also, listen. The words of the Titan are becoming clearer. Mother. It hurts. Have I finally reached the end? Are the years of isolation coming to an end? Oryx. Oh, how heartbreaking. Ever since the figure draped in the black cloak robbed them of their core flame, they have been relegated to waiting in isolation in such a confined space. We are going to help alleviate their pain, right? Memories
Alright.
broken. Mother. Where?
I feel like we're gonna do all of this, and somehow we're gonna get attacked.
It's you. I remember you. Skyfather has gazed upon you. Mother is calling for you.
I wonder who Mother is.
Skyfather has chosen you.
Oh, come on.
Mother is no longer responding.
Hopefully we get to the bottom of this. But I definitely feel like every time we try to do good in these one-on-one situations, we always seem to get attacked or attract something that's going to try and attack us. Something always wants to kill us at this point.
Aren't you tired? Throughout the long years, you have always been protecting the fate of Amphoreus. Each time people draw strength from within their memories, every single ripple falls onto your shoulders. There's no need for you to bear this any longer, Orynyx. From today onwards, someone else will bear time on your behalf. This is why we have come.
Freedom. Freedom. I want freedom.
I don't like it.
Oh, poor child. Everything will
I don't
be
like it.
fine.
Then I am not a very trusting person when it comes to some of these stories.
Now.
Especially when they start crying out for freedom. Cry out for freedom, and then as soon as you set them free, they attack.
Potential. Strength. Willpower. Powerful. And tenacious. But you lack something. Just one thing.
Lacking something. What is it?
Oh, and of course they have to murmur it.
What is a future?
Wait. I don't have a future? What do you mean I don't have a future? Why don't I have a future?
Future?
Traveler from the sky. You should have dissipated already. The gaze from the Sky Father. Stabilized.
Wait.
Because from the moment
Am I dead?
your life was cast away. Right now, you are simply a collection of walking memories.
What?
Have we been dead the entire time since starting in Amphoreus? Amphoreus? We've been dead?
The space is collapsing. Someone must inherit the
Is that why Casterus is able to touch us with no problem? Because we're already dead?
pillar is lost. The laws of time will collapse. Amphoreus
So we've been dead since we crash landed here. Yeah, revive me.
never compromises. Never bears grudges.
Bull crap. Bring me back to life.
Never makes a choice. Child of humanity, tied to its mother, Sky Father.
We've been dead the entire time, which explains why Casterus can touch us with no problem.
Everything that exists in this world.
Orynyx's divinity is dissipating?
Oh, I can't wait to hear how Don Hung responds to this.
Strider of remembrance. Strike.
And I think that strike is over, so now maybe we can start getting some voice acting back into the game. that would be great.
If you wish to save it, go and find your future that has been stolen. Even if that means you'll have to change death. You'll have to challenge that. And the shadow.
The hand of... Isn't it? The Death Titan. I think that's the one that Casters is looking for. Right? Oh, Don Hong, we got something to tell you, buddy. We're dead. We are so dead. Wait, he was aware of this the entire time? He was aware of this the entire time? Wait, is it just me that's dead?
Hey, are you alright?
No, I'm
I
dead.
heard you two talking about Thanatos. Cass is also very concerned about the warning. She has left the vortex and returned to the garden. Shall we go and look for her?
Yes.
Thanatos
Because
is
hopefully she
protecting
has some
what Cass has
answers,
always
because
been
we're
looking
dead.
for.
We're...
Regardless of whether there are any clues, there's probably no one else that understands death better than her. Oh, right. There's something...
Where is this?
that I have to tell you. The Chrysosaurs already know everything that has happened to you. I was too worried, so I told them everything. Please don't hate me, okay?
Well, you just... that's fine. It's fine, ma'am.
Mister, I'm right here. Please stay there and slowly turn around.
Why do I feel like she's threatening me? Well, you can't kill me. I'm already dead. I'm already dead. You can't kill me. So,
Please pardon me.
feel anything. Back at the Grove, I was puzzled as to why you were not affected by my curse. I thought that it might have been the special ability of a traveler from beyond the sky. Never did I expect that this would be the true reason. I'm sorry. I should have noticed that something was amiss earlier.
You know, for someone whose power revolves around death,
Mister,
you definitely should have seen this
you,
way long ago.
You can forgive me. I'm just thinking, if your soul has really left your body, as a mortician, I might be able to trace where it has gone to.
Cass, did you find anything?
My apologies. Not as of yet. Perhaps I have overestimated my capabilities. But, Mister, would you be willing to let me try again?
Yes, if it brings me back to life, yes.
The area of contact slightly. Perhaps the result might be different this time. I have never touched the living in this way before. If my actions are in any way disrespectful, I hope that you can forgive me. I seem to have caught a glimpse of something. Your soul is currently...
Oh, so it's still here. Let's go get it.
And it cannot find a way to escape.
Give me my soul back.
But perhaps it might not be a bad thing. If your soul is still wandering around, it means that we still have time. We have a chance to find it before the fingers of Thanatos sweep everything away. Clues. Just a few more. I need more guidance.
Yeah. I think we need to hurry up and get my soul back.
Connection has been severed.
Crap.
With my strength. I'm not able to trace it. It was me. I was a little too hasty. Don't worry, mister. Although we currently have no leads, I will do my best to search for the whereabouts of Thanatos, bring back their core flame, and personally return to you the life that you have lost too soon.
Yeah.
I know that I'm lacking in confidence, but I hope that you can keep this promise of mine in mind. Before I manage to deliver on this promise, please do your best to hang on. Amphoreus needs you. Lady Aglaya and Lord Finon are currently discussing some matters in the paths. They're worried about you too. If possible, please go there and let them know that you're well.
Let's go get my soul. Let's stop taking roundabout ways. The main quest is to get my soul back.
Also, please accept this Styxian fable. Reading can help one to focus and relax. I hope that reading this can help tide you through this difficult period. Species are disappearing.
All right.
They're here.
Partner! Hyacinth said you definitely wake up. How do you feel?
Dead. I feel dead.
Well, at least you look no different from the living. I think that most living people don't even look as good as you do.
You've completed the trial of time, and I have to admit that the process went better than I expected. Even in the end, that Titan's heart still showed a soft spot for humankind. However, I never expected that. Two people who have cheated death would appear in Akima at the same time.
That's what we have been talking about. Mighty has been in Akima for such a long time, but has no one thought to study his indestructible body? If there were even any minor breakthroughs, we wouldn't be as clueless as we are right now.
Many have had this idea, but so far there have been no results. If it were
I don't think Mighty's gonna allow you to study his body anyway.
Without a trace. Nevertheless, now
How are
is
you gonna
not the
convince
time for
Mighty
us to give up.
to be like, hey,
At the very
let me
least,
study your
we can
body
still
and
see
see
a
why it's
glimmer of hope.
indestructible?
Cypher. If anyone in this world knows the whereabouts of death, it would be her. I'll try and get her to return to Akima, but do be prepared for a less than ideal outcome. Please understand that throughout the history of Amphoreus, no one has ever managed to escape the clutches of death. At the end of time, Thanatos silently awaits all. It is my duty. We too require you to bear the divine position of time. But before that, just...
What's wrong, Aglaya?
Omens always come in pairs.
Oh, of course.
A tiny air current will eventually brew into a storm that tears the sky apart. It's Anaxagoras. He has initiated contact with the Council of Elders.
In the end, it has still come down to this.
I earnestly hope that your assessment of him is accurate, Finan. Otherwise, the efforts of my teacher and I of the past millennium might be reduced to dust because of that great performer.
Oh, so, okay, now we get to swap views, see what he's been up to.
I'm back here again. I remember this dream. This realm is covered in a silk-like fog, and the land is barren and harsh. The crowd of travelers leaves tracks everywhere.
Hey! Excuse me! What is this place? Where in Amphoreus are we?
The mutters of the traveler are in a language I'm unable to comprehend. Or perhaps they're just distracted and ignored my question.
Tell me, which Titan reigns over this land? And how do I find them?
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get anything out of these people. Oh, I lied.
Shadow. Hand of Shadow Thanatos.
So everything is revolving around Thanatos, it seems like. So are we gonna end up fighting Thanatos? Is that what's gonna end up happening?
Then where is this? River of Souls? The outskirts of the Netherrealm? Are you heading downstream toward the Netherrealm?
The Netherrealm. Nothing but an illusion. Titan rejects you. Me. Listen.
What? The traveler lifts their wrinkled fingers and remains silent. I look in the direction they are pointing and listen closely. There. A massive shadow brought the sound of rushing tides. The sound of tides. I can hear it. I hear it deep within the tides, beyond the closed gates of the void world. A voice about to recount something.
Child of humanity, is it death's embrace you yearn for with such urgency?
Who's this? Oh,
Oh, you have
Cersei's is
awoken.
back.
Welcome back to the mortal realm. Your consciousness is dissipating much faster than I expected. Ultimately, it seems like the Titan's core flame is incompatible with a mortal body.
How much longer can my consciousness remain in the mortal realm?
In my estimation, at best, you'll see 15 more entry hours.
15 days and nights.
That's
What
it?
is it? Are you finally starting to become attached to the mortal world now?
On the
Is
contrary,
Noxa gonna die too?
15 days feels a little too long for solving a singular problem. Stop giggling. It's time for us to go. The messenger from the Council of Elders is almost here.
Let me ask you one more question. Are you really planning to betray Aglaya's will?
You know he is.
What betrayal is there to speak of when I was never loyal to her to begin with?
I really need to know why these two hate each other. I know they've got different views on certain topics, but there has to be something deeper for them to hate each other.
There will be a price to pay for blind faith. This is also a lesson for Finan.
You truly are a strict teacher.
Of course. This is how I've always been.
I just picked something up. Oh, this. Okay, so it's not gonna let me fast travel. Supposedly we get to use him. He's temporarily here, right? He is here, temporarily. Who does he pair best with? I want to say it's Jade? Or, no, Herta? I think his best team is Herta. Let's see. It is. So let's swap that if that's the case. We'll go Herta, him, Robin, and Aventurine. If he's here for the story, might as well use him. I don't have him unlocked. I actually skipped this guy. I have no idea what he does at all.
Sorry to keep you waiting. It's been a while, Lord Anexagoras. I greet you on behalf of all the citizens of Akima and express my deepest regret about what happened at the Grove of Epiphany.
It's you. I never expected that you would personally come and meet me.
Who's this guy?
By carefully into Lantern above, I have come as a testament to the justice of the Council of Elders.
There are Antikytherans here? They have been a rare sight ever since the Chrysos War.
I want Cersei to be a playable character.
I
don't see that going to happen, but I feel like Cersei as a playable character would be kind of cool.
I am Lycurgus, though you may call me Lygus, holding an honorary position within the Council of Elders in Akima, and as the Theoros, I stand to protect the right of all upright citizens to express themselves freely.
You can see them too?
You know about us. We Antikytherans perceive the world through the amplitude and frequency of souls. Just as I am conscious that Lady Aglaya is secretly listening in on our private meeting from afar.
Oh, they should have like a little picture of what Aglaya's face looks like as soon as she said that.
The golden thread to protect your fundamental rights.
The demigod should know better, for such is her station. Spare those poor threats, and just let her listen to my words. They shall serve only to unveil her own folly.
May I interpret this as you having a countermeasure?
I need not any plan, because she can do nothing other than petty espionage. As the Citizens' Assembly approaches, and with Orynyx's fall, any attempt to capture the core flame within me will only usher chaos and calamity. A truth she undoubtedly comprehends. While I Anaxagoras, serving as the Grove's special envoy to Akima's Citizens' Assembly, have long known the extent of your abilities. Let's forego the formality of asserting authority, Lord Lygus. Lead the way.
Very well. Surely Lady Kindness would appreciate such assertiveness in an ally.
Oh, this guy just took off.
Waiting. Follow me, please. Is there something on your mind, Lord Anaxagoras?
Nothing, really. It's just a question that I contemplate every time before I ascend Dawncloud. For the Titans, does the falling equate to death?
Ah, a pondering truly deep. Time is on our side. Do you mind?
Yeah, you don't have time for this, man.
reflections with me?
I feel like a Nexa could go down this whole rabbit hole with this.
While all living beings,
And he's only got
must
15 days to
ultimately
live.
face their demise,
You don't have the time for this.
Kefali has yet to meet theirs. Their journey continues unhurriedly along this long path.
Are you suggesting that Kefali may not have truly passed?
Yes. For dying implies an ongoing process, an action. Whereas death signifies a static state, a definitive termination. In contrast to mortals, Titans exist on a grander scale of space and time, thus elongating their passage into death. The notion of their fall is but a misinterpretation born of mortal ignorance.
Ah, an intriguing concept, albeit challenging to substantiate. After all, Kefali has maintained a profound silence ever since the era Arasa, while scholars and priests alike have conveyed the message of the gods' imminent fall.
Perhaps the gods in their arrogance...
Guys, you don't have time for this, Nexa. I can feel like you will go down the rabbit hole with this.
Could you elaborate on your statement?
Circes, the kin of the Skyfather as recounted in myths, now resides within my brain. Were I to inquire, Kefali would have no cause to refuse.
Oh.
That very well could be true. But what if the world-bearing Titan still chooses to remain silent?
In that case, the myths crafted by the people of Amphoreus are nothing more than pitiful jests.
It's worth a try. I believe, and I'd love to witness the fruits of your theory and the change it may bring to this imperiled world. Because I completely concur with you on this aspect. If the Titan has indeed met their end, any response from them would be impossible.
Okay, here we go. Oh, that is not what I thought was going to happen at all. I thought we were going to take a ship up, a plane, something. A trolley, a Pegasus.
Please.
That is not what I expected.
The children of humanity have indeed created a spectacle.
Welcome to Dawncloud. The atmosphere here carries a greater sense of solemnity than the mundane clamor of the Marmorial Palace, with entry permitted only to the invited. Only esteemed beings grace this place, and among them I've received priests, scholars, warriors, and now we even have the honor to be in the presence of a Titan. Oh, What a joyous occasion.
Once deemed a blasphemer, now a surrogate for revered divinity. The honor should rightfully be mine, shouldn't it?
I'll notify Kindness and the others of your arrival. Kindly wait for a moment. A soldier will be here to guide you shortly. In the meanwhile, you are welcome to explore the vicinity, but kindly remain within the guard's view. Delaying the crucial meeting is something none of us wish to see, I presume.
I'm well aware of Kindness's methods. There's no need to
Who is this
emphasize
Kindness
that.
person?
As you wish.
Like, are they,
Your
like,
cooperation is
how
much
tough
appreciated.
or harsh are they that there's methods?
Alas, I had hoped for a brilliant plan from you, but it turns out you just left one cage to enter another.
Save your concerns. I know very well what I'm doing.
I shall depart to explore the surroundings then. Now that I look around, I wonder if there are any murals bearing my portrait around here. I'm quite intrigued to see how the children of humanity beyond the grove perceive another Titan.
Off you go. I won't be joining you. This Titan appears to be quite at ease. I should investigate the Council of Elders' recent activities first.
Do it.
Be aware, I can hear you perfectly well from here.
Did you forget that she's in your head?
Watch this magic trick.
Okay, I was curious on what that does. I've played like the trial version of him. I just have no idea what he does. Although I do like the fact that he has a pistol. And I feel like we're gonna get into a fight anyway.
Feeling lucky.
So,
Take a look. This is pure genius.
I feel like a fight is on the way regardless.
Over here!
Oh god, more of those puzzles.
Professor Anaxa? Word has it that the scholars of the Grove valiantly perished resisting the Black Tide. To find you here safe and sound, thank the Fates.
You could say it's the Fates toying with us.
It's only the Crimnoans and Idonians who chase glory through death. But your survival is a victory in itself. I'd settle for that gladly. So, are you here to report the incident to the Council? I heard that after the Black Tide devoured the Grove, Akuma would be next in line, even with the demigod of strife standing alongside humankind.
Tell me, how much does the Council of Elders know about the Black Tide?
Once Kindness and her followers learned of Circe's and Orynyx's fall, they proclaimed in the Council that the Flame Chasers could no longer stand against the calamity alone. Yet, when the Crown Prince ascended to godhood and repelled the Black Tide, she immediately altered her tune, declaring that all was resolved beyond Akuma, with the only remaining menace now being Aglaya and her adherents. They might well make their move at the upcoming Citizens' Assembly.
No surprises there, those shifty opportunists. Thank you for your honesty, virtuous student.
Being an opportunist could very well be a facet of wisdom.
Shouldn't you be searching for murals of yourself? I've had enough of your prattling.
I was really curious to see how you would find the middle ground between both factions, so I came to listen in. But it seems as though this Kindness is much more.
No, I can't wait to meet
ruthless
Kindness.
than Aglaya.
I have such high hopes for this person. I'm hoping that they're like another gray area villain.
Perhaps you've decided to readily
That's what I'm kind of
this
hoping
hollow
for.
shell of yours, just because you feel like death is fast approaching.
I'm afraid you'll be sorely disappointed if that's what you truly think.
Even blasphemous scholars can... Anaxagoras.
You just call me a blasphemous
I thought
scholar?
that you had died to the Black Tide, just like the other scholars.
And I hope you die of
As
old age
Kefali's
quickly.
priest, are you not aware of the decorum of respecting the dead?
Surely you jest. You blasphemous heretics are not worthy of respect from the Supreme Being. Let me remind you that you're currently in Dawn Cloud, so you'd better keep your deranged language to yourself.
I hope you stub your toe in the
longer
middle of the
that
night.
altar servant from years ago, who could only acquiesce to the commands of others. Now, I have plenty of ways to deal with people like you.
I'm not sure whether I should laugh or cry right now. I can't believe that a follower such as you could have been made by a creation titan. As I see it, a dead titan can't provide you with this level of confidence, right? Then who is it exactly? Could it be Kindness?
You.
I can't wait to meet Kindness. Like, I am excited to meet this Kindness person.
Seeing how fond of you Elder Kindness is, I shall let that slide for now. Leave immediately, and don't impede us from receiving the Supreme Being's blessings.
Seeing as we were able to hear of this matter from the mouths of others, it seems that Kindness is indeed quite sincere toward us. Perhaps this affair will proceed smoother than I had anticipated.
Oh my, what a thrilling confrontation. As expected of one of Kefali's followers.
Are you praising or insulting him?
Praising him, of course. As a believer of the god of deliverance, it is only natural that he detests evil.
Didn't you hear me? I asked you to leave. Go as far away from here as possible. Don't mutter to yourself.
Yeah,
like
I
some
really
sort
hope
of
this guy
madman
like stubs
and
his
disturb
toe in the
my
middle of the night,
reputation.
and right before it heals, he stubs it again.
Enough of this.
That is what I hope for this guy. That is what I hope for that old man. Anything else over here?
Go melt it down.
Oh, we're not gonna go that way.
Oh,
Every plant, every tendril, no, even every leaf could be the embodiment of Circe's.
As a result, mere mortals who did not know what the Titan actually looked like chose to paint them as a giant tree instead. Their wisdom was portrayed as fruit, to symbolize how they shared their knowledge equally among the masses. Such exquisiteness indeed.
this mural is quite abstract.
I really can't tell whether you are praising or demeaning yourself. Now I'm quite curious whether the Reason Titan has studied figures of speech before.
Of course I find such stylistic devices interesting. For all we know, this could be the answer to the question, what exactly are we?
I, for one, am not willing to admit that I could look this ugly.
Jeez. Okay, I'm really beginning to see
Was this the
why
reason you
Aglaya
failed
may
in
not
your
like
attempt
him.
to refine my soul when you were ambushed at the Grove?
Since you are aware of this, why did you save me back then?
From my perspective, this point alone was enough to separate you from the average person.
How do two lunatics coexist in the same brain?
Therefore, it seems that your journey to Dawnfloud this time is not just to seek protection. What, then, is the intention behind your actions?
The entire plan is stored in my memory, so why don't you look there?
Then don't mind if I do. 1 year old, 2 years old. Oh my!
Oh my
Even a
gosh,
member of
she's
the
so
preeminent
sassy.
7 sages must hug his droma star to sleep. How interesting.
That's enough.
How unusual. Your soul is actually trembling. This must mean that behind this toy hides a secret that nobody knows, right?
Since our days are both numbered, I don't mind telling you more about it. This is a present that my sister gave to me. It's a doll that was made to look like our family pet.
So there are other members in your family, eh? Are they also living in Akama?
Don't you just love to pick through my brain? Go on, continue flipping through my memories. It won't take long. You'll discover the answer when you reach the memories of when I was 5.
Oh, the black tide is everywhere. I can't bear to look.
When I was young, I couldn't accept this outcome either. Georios, Aquila, Kefali, and you, of course. Although I prayed to every titan that I could think of for help, my efforts were ultimately futile.
So I can see why now he's pissed at the Titans. I get his reasoning now.
Indeed it was. Everything started from that verdant courtyard of yours. When I was pursuing my education there, I naturally also came to learn of the Thesis' theory as well.
Oh, I remember that person. He was the one to come up with the concept of souls, right?
Not only that, he also believed that life, as well as the composition, movement, and transformation of matter, all stem from souls themselves. This is why I thought that, since all living things stemmed from the same origin, why could I not sacrifice myself in order to resurrect my nearest and dearest?
Anaxa, you... I did it, teacher. But this is absolute blasphemy. Regardless of how much freedom the Grove provides, such an act could cause you to be burned at the pyre. Your beloved, where is she now? Send her away from the Grove at once, to a place where nobody will ever be able to find her. Otherwise, the both of us will be judged.
Wait, did he
by the
bring
council
someone
of the
back?
7 sages.
Calm down, teacher. My sister, she's still not in the mortal realm, even to this day.
What do you mean?
It was naive of me to think that I could snatch the deceased from Thanatos' grip by merely sacrificing one eye.
Oh, that's what happened to his eye.
Equivalent exchange. All I received for that price was but an opportunity to see her for one final time.
He was trying to perform alchemy, sacrificed an eye to bring his sister back.
Let it go, Anaxa. As one of my best students, I cannot watch you go down the wrong path without doing anything to stop it. Never do something taboo ever again. Don't disappoint the deceased, and never harm yourself. If you can do that, this classroom will still be yours, and you'll have a chance to live out your own life.
Since I was able to see her one last time, I have no other desires. You're right, teacher. It's time for me to start a new life.
I am sincerely glad for you, child. Now then, what topic would you like to study?
I wish to continue Thesis' research.
Continue the research into souls, but you know that the Grove has long since understood his philosophy like the back of their hands. Even if you continue digging into this subject, your efforts will likely be futile.
No, teacher. After my fleeting glimpse of the deathly fog, I finally understood a single truth. Since ancient days, our understanding of the souls is but the tip of the iceberg. I may have lost an eye, but my view of the world has become clearer than ever. I have grasped the truth with my bare hands. Watch as I turn this farcical world upside down.
And that he did. Well, kinda.
Who would have thought such a secret lay concealed beneath that hefty eye patch of yours?
I was very curious on how he lost that eye.
However, this story doesn't seem to be.
So he lost an
connected
eye
your
to see
plan.
his sister.
In fact,
The irony
I'd
of that
say
all.
They aren't related at all.
The answer lies within the tale. If even you cannot understand it, perhaps you should relinquish the divinity of reason to me. After all, it'd be a waste for you to hold on to it. My story ends here. Now it's time for you to tell me your secret. After all, this is what equivalent exchange means, correct?
The law of alchemy.
As expected, you laid a trap for me to step into. Unfortunately, even if I was willing to talk about my past, I may not know more about it than you do.
Oh? Are you saying that the renowned Reason Titan is now admitting a lack of wisdom? Your followers are going to be sorely disappointed by this.
Child of humanity, remember this. Being cognizant of one's ignorance is the greatest wisdom of all.
Now I understand. No wonder you asked me to answer your random, nonsensical questions.
Not only that, you're the only one who can shed light on my query. As the saying goes, onlookers see most clearly.
Is that so?
Lord Anaxa. I saw you muttering to yourself and was wondering whether you were caught in a delirium of reflective thought. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but time is of the essence. I have a message from Lord Lygus. Lady Kindness has met up with the Council of Elders and is awaiting your arrival, so please depart forthwith.
About time.
It's finally time.
I feel like the story is good. It definitely is, and it keeps you in. But I feel like there's been more and more story. Like, it's progressed where it's more and more story and less fight encounters, and then more and more. It's like the stories get longer and longer, and the fight encounters get way
To
smaller.
agree to Lady Kindness's invitation. What a wonderful turn of events. To tell you the truth, there are many people who hold.
Isn't that the dromas draped in finery?
Avoid his gaze. I don't acquaint myself with blasphemers.
Don't worry. He's too full of pride to pay us any attention.
A student of Empedocles? I hear
I
that
saw
his
something on the
views run
butterfly one
counter
just
to the
now.
Federationists.
This is what being a scholar is about. A collision of ideas only occurs when there are differences in beliefs. And it is such collisions that lead to progress.
Yet, in my view, there are only right and wrong perspectives, neither of which can coexist with the other.
What radical thinking.
Welcome to the
Lord Anaxagoras. Oh,
This
I've
is
heard
not
so
who
much
I was
about
thinking
you.
it would look, what you would look
Head
like.
of the Nusporists of the Grove of Epiphany, notorious.
I was expecting something a bit more-
A Chrysos heir who bears Circe's core flame, a survivor.
More detailed,
of the
I guess?
Grove calamity.
Not just
Did I miss
kind of like the usual
Well,
NPC
if
copy
so,
paste.
Please be so kind as to enlighten me.
Since Lady
Something that stood out
Kindness
a
is
bit more.
already
This
well
is not
acquainted,
who I was expecting.
I won't waste any effort introducing myself again. But then again, perhaps the customs are different here. Back in my hometown, there is a form of etiquette known as honoring guests. The host will welcome their guest with warm hospitality by treating them to fine wine and a cozy bed. And yet, ever since I arrived, I have not been welcomed with warm courtesy or ceremonial gifts. Instead, I am met with intense scrutiny. Even more absurd, the host has sharpened their blade and instructed their servants to lie in wait in the shadows. Perhaps you intend to cut open my heart, retrieve the core flame, and then hold a grand feast for all of the guests.
Everyone, stand down.
Thank you for understanding. I am but a feeble scholar who is not used to the stench of
read her like a book.
No need to be humble, my lord. From my
Just
perspective,
cooked
your
her. It was
courage
like,
and
okay,
gumption
you
are
caught me
worthy of the
red-handed.
reputation of the Seven Sages. Your bravery is more than adequate to accomplish our perilous endeavor.
So, you wish to start a war?
Well, since the Chrysos heirs are calling for war, we will respond in kind. Conflict is inevitable. Since Aglaya endeavors to suppress the virtuous commoners with blood of gold, we will not hesitate to display the rights and mettle the citizens of Akama are so entitled to. As to your question of whether peace is still a viable option, well, to that I can only say this. Everything hinges on the next citizens' assembly and whether they have a sudden epiphany amid the clamor of the masses. And since you, as a Chrysos heir, accepted our invitation, you have indeed given us a glimmer of hope.
What brazen arrogance. What you're saying right now is worlds apart from what you were saying before you retired your cleaners.
I don't deny it. After all, they're responsible for cleaning up any threats, and just a moment ago, you were on the side of the Chrysos heirs. But now that you're an ally of ours, we can continue talking somewhere else. As you know, these walls have ears. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to discuss a treatise about the Venerationists with your teacher.
Come on. When I run, you should run too. Come on.
Yet, it seems you subscribe to the Nusporists instead, Lord Anaxa. I've heard that this school of thought is one with many detractors.
It's normal for ideas to have supporters.
Oh God, did I just leave her behind?
Just like how there are two types of people in this world. Geniuses and dimwits.
Welcome back to the hub of the Demigod Council, Lord Anaxagoras. Surely you remember that countless eloquent orators have stood in this spot before and emerged victorious by stoking public sentiment with their words. And yet there have also been innumerable blasphemous philosophers who set themselves up for failure because they refused to defend their actions. This tiny stage is the most profound embodiment of Akama in centuries. In 15 days, this
I die in 15 days.
become the most important.
Hold on a minute. We have to do this. Can we do this in 12 days?
Akama's history.
He dies in 15 days.
Both of us carry out our duties with honor and lead the masses back toward the Era Chrysia, a golden age with no death, strife, or trickery.
Oh my, 15 days and nights. That aligns perfectly with the date of your demise. Could such a coincidence truly exist?
I like
Using death
Cersei
to
so
prove
much.
myself fits my intentions perfectly.
Cersei's such an ass.
Conviction you have.
Oh, look at that. It lines up to your death.
Dared to stand up to the Gold Weaver.
As expected, she misunderstands you.
That's enough, Lady Kindness. Dispense with the niceties. I only accepted your invitation so that I can serve the commoners alongside the members of the Council of Elders. Don't test my patience with such superfluous formalities.
Well, you say that now, but surely you also require my aid as well, so that you can stay alive even when being pursued by the Golden Thread?
You worry too much. She won't show her hand too freely, as she still needs to garner support from the masses at the Citizens' Assembly.
Even someone like me can tell that only a sliver of her humanity remains. Surely you're not asserting that she will definitely act in a rational manner.
No, she definitely will not
As
act
you're
in a
no
rational
doubt
manner.
aware, Aglaya covets the core flame that I possess, which makes it the bargaining chip that allows me and the rest of you to negotiate with her. However, in return, I'll need the Council of Elders to support me as much as possible. Naturally, this includes the guards as well. You're well aware how valuable Cersei's core flame will be in the era crisis that you are desperately pursuing. Talk is cheap, so you'd better act prudently as well.
I understand. After all, this battle of wits is just a means for each party to acquire what they need. As long as your request is reasonable, the Council of Elders never shortchanges its allies. Since we're both intent on mutual cooperation, let's not mince words and just speak plainly to each other. Let us decide how much we can secure for ourselves and how much we're willing to sacrifice like true philosophers, with our words and wisdom.
Okay.
Continuing from the earlier topic, let us discuss our common enemy.
Are we about to go into that, like, debate minigame?
She is the second
Nope,
most
never mind.
experienced Chrysos heir across the whole of Akama, who has gradually lost her humanity to the ravages of time and the ablation of the core flame. A formidable opponent indeed. Admittedly, there is ample reason for her to take your life.
But outside of the fact that she doesn't like him, yeah, she's willing to take his life. I don't even think it has anything to do with the core flame. Even if he didn't have the core flame, Aglaya wants Alexa dead, and vice versa.
Is there anyone present who can swear by the sacred vow of Kefali and guarantee that you weren't in league with that woman before coming here? Are you just trying to pull the wool over our eyes and aid her in her savagery?
I believe you're aware of Castorus the Executioner. Long before I returned to Akama, Aglaya had already dispatched her to monitor me. If I weren't able to reach this place in time, I would have been forced to meet Thanatos first. As compared to a comprehensive plan with uncertain results, if you decide to cut open my chest and remove the core flame, wouldn't that settle her nerves even more? Everything is in place. She just needs the right timing.
I understand what you mean. At the very least, the both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed is the greatest threat to achieving peace in Akama. The Council of Elders is willing to defend your right to live, just as we defend every oppressed citizen. However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the Chrysos heirs and Aglaya are only growing in magnitude. The peace that we are aspiring toward, as well as everything that we hold dear, will be destroyed completely. The city will be
I think we have bigger problems to worry about, honestly.
Blood will be shed.
Put all of this bickering to the side and get ready for the big bad that's coming. Get ready for the black tide that's coming. And give me back my damn soul.
Although the circumstances are rather unfortunate from an objective point of view, it is an undeniable fact that ever since the Grove was attacked, I have become the de facto leader of the Grove. The Council of Elders needs more backing if it wishes to topple Aglaya, and it's evident that the Academy wields considerable influence. At the very least, I have served as the Grove's special envoy to Akama for a significant amount of time. Of course, this also means that I will hold a crucial vote at the Citizens' Assembly.
In the name of Kefali, Akama thanks you for your sincere and valuable thoughts. At this stage, it's clear that you and I understand the benefits to be won from this discussion. Let me put it plainly. The Council of Elders has always been
I can't wait to hear
its
Aglaya's
fairness,
point on
and
her
that
viewpoint
is
on
built
this.
on a foundation.
Cannot wait to hear Aglaya's viewpoint on this. This
The
is going
Council
to
of
be great.
Elders has vowed to all citizens of Akaba that it will always remain loyal to them. As for you, my lord, how will you guarantee that you will be able to live up to such earnestness and will not betray Akama's indomitable citizens when the opportunity presents itself? Just as you now betray Aglaya when it suits you.
Surely you jest. My loyalty does not need to be proven. The fact that the Council of Elders is asking for proof of my loyalty is itself akin to a form of betrayal.
Oh, she didn't like that one. she didn't like that at all.
Bury the hatchet in a civilized manner. However, I am afraid that I must interrupt for a brief moment. As the Theoros, I have observed the following. Lady Aglaya, the Goldweaver, is currently on her way to Dawncloud.
Wow, she is on the way here already.
Well, I do believe that we might have a slight overabundance of guests today.
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness? Despite the Council of Elders' lofty residence on Dawncloud, it must still tolerate the whims of the Chrysos heirs.
So you were holding back just now.
Oh, this is about to... This is definitely going to go to blows. The three of them, Caius, Anaxa, and Aglaya in the same room together.
So tell me, Anaxagoras,
Oh, this is going to be a problem.
if Aglaya were to demand that I hand you over, what should I do?
You can do as she says. Tell her that the Council of Elders merely wished to chat with me and had no intention of offending her. However, by doing so, the authority of the Council of Elders will be as thin as papyrus that has been soaked in blood. Not only can it be destroyed at the slightest touch, but the Council will also lose possession of a valuable core flame. No, more like 2 core flames. After all, at the next Citizens' Assembly, that young lady who is synonymous with death will also be standing on our side.
Wait, what? How's he gonna pull Castros over?
Oh? How can you be sure of that?
Yeah, how can you be sure of that? How are you pulling Castros over, buddy?
To you? All you need to know is that I have a plan. In my opinion, you should be more worried about the impending threat. If Aglaya can seize me in full view of the masses today, she could also dismiss the entire Council of Elders in one fell swoop tomorrow. If that happens, the discussion that we've just had will turn into an utter joke instead. Is this the outcome that you wish to see, Lady Kindness?
Fine. I will handle this matter appropriately. But you do best to remember this. Fool the people and karma will be on your tail. I'll overlook it this time, but don't count on there being a next time. Unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment and consider suffering the perfect state to ponder the true nature of souls.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Well, what do you know? That happens to
See,
be one of my rare talents.
This guy has a smart-ass answer for everything someone says. I'm beginning to see why a lot of people don't like him.
I've got to say that you've managed to really impress me again. But shouldn't you be going after more?
Dying to know what I'm after.
I mean, I'm the reason Titan after all. It is in me to ask and seek answers.
Easy there. You'll learn the answers soon enough. I didn't bring it up with her purely because she doesn't have the means to give me what I truly want. It's as they say, Onlookers see most clearly. The true masters of Dawncloud have always been the Theoros, who watches over everything.
An expected visitor. Welcome once again. You know, you could actually skip all the pointless debate and come straight to me to seek an audience with Kefali. I have no reason to refuse you, do I?
You may not, but Kindness has. Whoever gets hold of Kefali's core flame will get to rule over Akama. She's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust. I would say that debate was not at all pointless.
Very true.
In my view, this individual has gone to great lengths to get close to Kefali. He might very well be plotting something nefarious against the Titan. Are you
Whose side are you on, Cersei?
Knowing this?
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to visit Kefali's transcendent vessel. This comes with being the World-Bearer.
How convenient it is to be able to hear what they say.
It is truly my honor to speak to a venerated Titan in person. Please, go ahead. Let me join you both on this journey. A bygone myth tells of an occasion where Kefali
Can I run ahead?
answered their followers'
Oh,
questions
come
on the
on.
peak of the holy mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that? It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Cersei's. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
Titan hymns are beyond me.
Go on ahead. Take this
Oh, I'm trying to get the chest first.
shortcut, and the long pilgrimage stairway will be waiting for you at its end.
I have to admit, I never expected you to not ask me anything. Not even my motive.
Because I know very well what it is you are after. As the saying goes, a gentleman helps others achieve their goals. I have a feeling that your theory will be validated at the end of this journey. I believe Kefali will not deprive you of your right to ask your question, especially now that you're on the brink of death. You must be closer to Kefali than anyone else. Wouldn't you agree?
I think there's one other person. Me, who is dead currently.
Putting a child of justice into a farcical world is bound to turn it upside down. It is my hope that you bring a much-needed change to this world, which is on the brink of destruction.
Go melt it down. Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawncloud's peak.
What a splendid view. Isn't it about time you recognize the magnificence of us Titans?
Well, I don't see how this place is different from those temples in the city. All they have are magnificent facades. And even though I've come this far, I'm still doubtful about getting useful clues.
Like, I get why he's angry at a lot of them, because of the loss of his family, but she is kind of right. You kind of gotta admire the work.
Hear something nice from you.
You kind of gotta admire who they are.
Haven't you been in my head for some time now? It's high time to get used to how I feel about things. Alright, we're just a short hike away from Kefali. No time to waste here.
Now, we have done so much, but yet so little. Because we haven't gotten into any fights. It's just all been talk so far.
You should focus on strengthening your body and stop shirking social interactions.
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight. Can you make it?
Why? Are you going to carry me up if I were to fall now? I know how far I can go. So just hold your tongue and come along.
Fine then. I guess I won't say any more. I'll just wait till your soul dissipates completely to gain control over your body.
Wait. Is that... Cersei's? Hey, look at that.
Huh? What should I be looking at?
Am I hallucinating? Or do we even get to see souls when we're close to dying?
Oh? Why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip, Nias?
Oh, it's Nias. Nias is back, kind of.
Nias. I know I've heard this name somewhere.
Huh. It's unfortunate. The Black Tide destroyed every last inch of my calyx.
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios, from their prized ores and molten fire, couldn't escape the fate of destruction?
Hey, Cersei's. Do you know a certain Nias?
We do.
Nias?
We definitely know a Nias.
No.
He may not know a Nias, but we definitely know a Nias. Nias was the warrior that we actually met when we first got to Amphoreus. And he was part of Strife, if I remember correctly.
No, I have no such memory. Could you be hallucinating?
Just read his memory real quick.
This is
I feel like if she just read his memory, she would see like, oh yeah, he's not hallucinating. Because it's coming up in his memory. Like, no, that's not fair. Because he could still be hallucinating. But at least she'd be able to see it and go, oh, this is what you're talking about.
Enough about me. Did Kals ever reply to you?
Well, regrettably.
Seems like the price of becoming a demigod is a lot heftier than we thought.
Kals. Demigod. I've never heard of this person. Which Titan's authority did he inherit?
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way, I doubt he'd snub his old friends, would he?
Let's just hope we mean as much as the world to him.
Hey! Are you seeing that same hallucination again?
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but you're now talking about a certain Kals. I'm guessing he's one of your companions?
Kaos? This name sounds just as strange to me.
Never mind. I think
Is part of her memory gone?
If things are as I
Or is that not? Is that like?
they aren't hallucinations.
I don't know. We'll wait and see. I'm making guesses here. I wonder if that's like the first quote unquote iteration, and so she doesn't remember.
But if those are the souls of the dead, Then what am I?
Beats me.
Because we still don't know. The name still comes up as question mark, even though she looks like Cersei.
Dying moments. Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more sights and hear more stories.
Know your limits. Wander too far among the dead, and even I might not be able to save you.
That's fine. Let's just get to the top.
Fine. If this is indeed as I thought, then this will be very amusing. So...
And how are you tired? You're floating.
Can you keep going?
You're floating. Naya should be the one tired.
I'm just... If I knew we had to climb a mountain, I wouldn't have come along with you.
I guess this also counts as one aspect of the world-bearing burden. If Amphoreus does have a next life, you may want to get your body in shape.
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not getting anything of value from them.
I would sooner throw myself off this cliff and hit rock bottom than exercise even a little.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there. That's why it's called being fat and happy.
Training would make me
You don't ever hear skinny and happy.
Barbarians.
Big back activities all the time.
Calypso. She's one of the 7 sages. A member of the Grove? No, she can't be. I would know her name if she really were one of the 7 sages. Hey, Cersei's. Does the name Calypso ring a bell?
Oh.
Cersei's? Daggone. Doesn't matter. I can do this myself.
Can you though?
Oh, beautiful old world.
I feel like you're not gonna make it much longer. I don't know if you're surviving the 15 days.
Return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk.
We're here. Finally. So, I don't get to ask the Titan my question. But all of you make for a pleasant surprise, nonetheless. Very well then. Let me uncover the truth for myself. Did I still fail to make it in time? So, I'm back here again.
Okay, so he's just lost consciousness.
I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides, behind the closed doors of the void world. A voice ready to tell me something. This time, the voice is a lot clearer than before.
Alright, so we got Naya.
Since we've come this far,
oh, so her name's Calypso.
let's just wait.
I missed that when they were probably talking. So it's not Cersei.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso. Are you both
Is that
here to visit
Caster's?
Kyle
No, that's not
today?
Caster's.
Yes, and we've been waiting for quite some
Who's
time
this?
now.
Is that Caster's sister?
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst-case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed and crushed by the world-bearing burden.
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. I can still sense Chaos' soul in the area. And besides, we both know Chaos' nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so readily, much less give up on all that he holds dear. Isn't that so?
Who is this?
I have faith in
Is this Caster's or her sister?
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia?
There it is.
Oh,
I don't-
my sister needs more time.
Yeah, I
to
think
make sure the
Polixia is-
flowers are fine.
I'm pretty sure Polixia is the sister to Caster's.
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts
Yep.
kinder than
Okay.
anyone else. Yet you are born only to take over Thanatos' divinity.
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaken to the core. What may seem like a mundane conversation is in truth a once-in-a-lifetime exchange that has revealed the ultimate answer to Cersei's question. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next, I only need to seek verification from Kefali. By doing so, I can answer Cersei's question and reclaim my body.
Okay. I wanted to read on the two sisters before making a wild accusation or guess.
One that I have always dreamed of proving has been proved right this very instant. Fusing a mortal soul with that of a Titan to replace said Titan is not a ludicrous idea after all.
Alright, so now we're back to Dan Heng.
What are you thinking about?
I cannot wait till they give him his voice back. Or they find someone that can do his voice.
Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Plus, you seem to be
especially since the strike is over. Since the strike is over, let them voice act these lines again.
Events of the past, huh? I was also a child when I looked up at Cersei's. Their leaves and branches reflected the sparkling stars. And their trunk was like a pillar that supported the sky.
I didn't pull Hyacinth. I skipped Hyacinth to get Cypher, but then I skipped Cypher to get Aglaia instead.
The day when I could climb to the top of this tree. Because I would be the closest I can be to the sky at that spot. Don't read too much into it. I mean,
and I still need Aglaia's light cone. I don't know if I'm able to pull the light cone before the next patch.
Nothing like Cersei's. Reason is willing to share what is theirs with others, but Sky only expects people to revere them. You get what I'm saying, right, Denny? After all, the Titan that imprisoned you and Grady here in Amphoreus is none other than Aquila himself. But there will always be people who dream of soaring towards the sky. The Grove has a wealth of research on Aquila, and that is exactly what we are here for. It's just... I never thought Gray would meet with something like that before we set off. As a physician, I should have been there by his side.
As a physician, you should have realized I was dead.
Yeah, there's no rest for the weary, huh? In any case,
you and Casters have both failed
anywhere
me.
In this enormous grove. Let's split up to cover more ground. Danny, with your skills, I'm sure those monsters born of the Black Tide will pose no threat to you anyway. Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief physician of the Twilight Courtyard? Have more faith in me. I'll be just fine.
Now we're not gathering thoughts. We're getting this moving. Yeah, I'm not gonna put Dan Heng on the team, so that's not gonna happen. Oops, no, I mean that. There we go. I wanted to make sure I was fully zoomed out. I have a lot of these fast travel points already unlocked. We could have just did a quick travel right over. Why is it stopping me from doing that? Alright, let's go. Trevi. Because I'm preparing for a fight. A fight should be on the way by now.
Really now? This is way more trouble than I could have asked for. Or you could sit back and watch. I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please.
Nope, I would have.
Right, now,
You already said just let you be, right? You said let you be, and that's how I feel.
I'm on it.
So, you know what? Go ahead and handle it by yourself. And this is the first fight we've had since starting this stream. It has been all story related, which I don't mind, but man, the stories seem to have just gotten longer and longer. And encounters have gotten shorter, have gotten more scarce.
The Black Tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphoreus. So or rather, the blessings of the Sky Priest in me, might have unknowingly called them to me.
So this is her fault? Oh, let her go by herself.
You might want to have a look.
If she's just attracting all bad guys, just let her go by herself. We can go off and do everything safely.
This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching the sky. He's never mentioned anything about it.
And I'm sure he probably would have never mentioned it to you at all.
Might is an understatement. Anaxa has never been one to venerate the gods, nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in the prophecy. People have come to think of him as a heretic, even in a place as liberal as the Grove. Yet, it is also this very blasphemer that Cersei's favors. Fate sure works in mysterious ways. Oh, let me have a look. By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations that took place in the same setting, one after the other.
Okay.
Sure, go ahead.
No, I don't have any questions. I just want to move on.
Says that every failure brings us one step closer to the truth. Perhaps, to him, the crash of the sky ship carries a different interpretation. The firmament is not impenetrable. On the contrary, it was precisely because the sky ship represented the first step toward breaking free from the shackles of the earth.
I'm kind of curious on who. I don't think, was it told who shot the sky ship down when we were coming in?
That the majority of the Grove's research on Aquila was headed by the Venerationists, with sacrificial rituals making up a predominant part of their findings. Discourse about more esoteric subject matters in relation to Aquila dwindled even further after the skyship incident. So much so that even the scroll is completely new to me.
Okay. I'll have to look that one up a little later. Because I honestly don't remember if it talked about who shot it. I think it was... No.
That's what I'd like to know. What
I was going to
are
make a
these
guess, but
experiments
I'll have to go back and double check. Because I really don't remember who shot it
Even
down. I feel like a
the assistant
spare came
lecturer,
through.
No,
But I could definitely be wrong there.
about them. I have a
Either
bad
way,
feeling
if she's the
about
one causing all these people to
there be
show
more
up
to what happened
and be
to the
attracted to
grove.
her, let's leave her here and we go do our own thing.
This is the Library of Philia, a place where the Grove stores its collection of tomes. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here. Cities that desire to learn from the Grove were apparently expected to contribute knowledge of equal value to what they saw. We've had more than our fair
So
share
the
of
law
various
of equivalent
episodes over the
exchange.
years. For instance, it's said that the Erythrocaramists once borrowed a manuscript from a certain author, but ended up returning a copy instead of the original. What's more, the original manuscript was supposedly then hidden here. Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it like it is. Their behavior was no different from bandits. Whew. You've got me there. Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary in Castrum Kremnos, so I guess they were spared. There are too many books in the Library of Philia. Flipping through them all will take too long. Why don't we use the biblioslate to search for the texts we need? We can bring them back to Akama for reading after that.
Alright, so we're talking about next to the blasphemer based on the dust.
It's so dusty in here. Whoa. Are these all complaints about him?
No one likes this guy.
Already see
Not
what they
one
must
person.
Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society. They're probably all things like that. Why else would they call him the Great Performer? When Anaxa established his school of thought, the first thing he apparently did was read his own work to everyone. Are the Titans truly an accurate reflection of what humans think gods should be? Worlds created by gods are
No,
indubitably perfect.
like I said, I feel like I do understand Anaxa's reason for not liking the Titans, especially if his family's dying and he's praying to all the Titans. No one's coming to his aid, and this was when he was 5, so I get it. I really do.
Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the scholar's allegations, or face
Dropped my phone.
The first allegation was... Do you agree that since the Titans created the heavens and earth, so the mountains, rivers, and seas must likewise be their creations?
Anaxa would have probably been spared a lot of trouble if he had answered this way. Instead, he quoted past instances of the Flame Chase journey and posited that humans had the potential to take over the divinity of Titans. Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer, so they followed up with a second allegation.
You claim to be studying souls, yet you are, in fact, defiling them and committing acts condemned by the gods. Do you admit it?
Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes as an alchemical ingredient. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifili, and this is even more so for the
He definitely gave up an eye to bring back his sister, but was only able to see the sister, which is, like I said, ironic, right? Give up an eye to see someone.
They had no way to prove it, so it amounted to nothing more than an allegation in the end. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, a scholar asked him,
Anaxagoras, have you any respect for the gods?
It was only after a brief silence that he answered,
I have never denied that Titans are meant to be noble constructs.
Yes, I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually resolved, but what's for certain at least is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research, despite being regarded as a heretic. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. We may find clues there that aren't on the teleslate. I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab, hidden between...
Oh, that thing is definitely booby-trapped. There's no way. There's no way that his lab is not trapped for, like, people coming in to poke around.
It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages, excluding the nominal chief sage, each has a private sanctuary where they can conduct research undisturbed in their free time. Even the administrators of the Library of Philia are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sage's research. But with the grove in this state, I'm sure Anaxa won't be mad even if you sneak into the lab for a short while.
Nah, he's gonna still be pissed. He seems like the type that will leave a lab for many years and you stumble onto it and then he's pissed because you walked into it. Hasn't used it, but he's still upset.
This is the place, but where is everything? Materials for alchemical experiments, matrix diagrams, and even the seal to the lab. They're all gone. The black tide destroyed it all. No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials.
See?
Students often saw him walk in looking right as rain, but come out covered in soot with his hair singed. Naturally, no one dared to come near this place. Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the only thing still intact.
This is probably a hint on how we're supposed to get into his lab. Just casually laying around, probably.
What's going on? Anaxa is conducting research on our friends in Alchema and me?
So he's researching everyone.
Danny, look at this. I have a bad feeling about this.
Okay, so he's looking to fuse human souls with titans. Yeah, we already figured that. Okay, so I mean that's not. I mean we've already talked about that, right? Like he's looking for a way to fuse.
After going through his notes, I think I can piece it all
Fuse the
together
souls
now.
together.
Anaxa was carrying out experiments on soul transmutation.
Yeah, because he wants to fuse the souls together to make them pure.
Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Compared to his public speeches, this is the real blasphemy. Oh, I just thought of something. Do you remember when the Black Tide was approaching? The Grove had planned to send Cersei's core flame to a safe place. But an accident happened along the way, and Anaxa lost his life in the process. That's right. But what if Professor Anaxa's fusion with the core flame of reason wasn't an accident? Put yourself in his shoes.
He's going to use himself as an experiment to prove his theories correct. I like it.
Exactly. When the Black Tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the Luminary Throne was to transmute and fuse himself with the Titan's core flame. No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe he failed to consider the possibility that Cersei's would make a similar decision. The manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away. His research is still ongoing.
Yeah, on himself.
Like, what? There's only one Titan left in the world now. No. No way.
Oh, is he gonna try and fuse himself to Oh, this man is gonna try and fuse himself to Kepali. He is bold.
This sky above us.
Oh, Anaxa is bold.
Is it?
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you.
This man is bull. You know what? Everyone hates Anaxa, but I like this man's gumption. This man is gonna fuse himself to Kepali to prove his theory correct.
So, the skies of Akama are fake too.
So what happens to Cersei, since Cersei's taking part in his body too? What happens to her?
Only a child would expose a trick and be proud of it. Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no other choice.
Then they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefali's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we are different. We've already walked out of the firelit cave of ignorance. we have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device instead?
So much time has passed since you sowed the
He's had
seeds of
this,
doubt
like,
in my heart, child.
for years, it seems like.
I find myself penning down all my theories and wild ideas, only to burn them to ashes when I open my eyes in the day.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the Venerationists, my soul has already become inextricably linked to the great tree. Every word I say and every move I make is certain to influence every leaf, every branch, even the tree itself. But above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully thin, and I am loath to waste what little time I have left obsessing over a hypothesis that cannot even be proven in the first place.
No, but Annex is going to try and prove it.
Sir. I can do it for us.
The next is definitely going to try and prove it. So a lot of this is part of his teacher. His goal is to try and prove that his teacher was correct. Along with his own personal theories, obviously, but...
You're right.
Yeah, he's pushing the limit for this one.
Go.
I want him to succeed. I really do. I want to see if he pulls off this fusion with Kepler.
Find out what we are.
Like, what if he succeeds? What are they gonna do? Can't stop him.
Ultimate truths of the world.
Child of humanity, you didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali. Just ask him a few questions.
Oh, someone's at the door. Always at the wrong time.
So, you figured it out. If I were as foolish as a Dromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I'm no Dromus. Alas, I am a human, standing tall on 2 feet, possessing both intellect and pride.
Before such power, does it make any difference whether you're a human or a Dromus?
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No. They constructed a dam that kept the roaring tide at bay, chaining down the mad Fagusa. They call me a blasphemer, Xerxes. But that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. It's just... as I see it, Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to find a way to tame.
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave, why not conform to the prophecy and brave the trial?
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more? The source of life is what I wish to grasp, to understand what makes up the soul, and to learn what we really are. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is an end, there must also be a beginning. How then is a soul born? That was the only unknown variable left in my calculations.
And by the sound of it, you have already formed a conjecture.
No. I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I finally saw the answer with my own eyes.
Professor Anaxa, I'm here.
Oh, Cassius is here. What did I miss?
By a threat.
It's always happening when someone is at the door.
From taking any unnecessary steps.
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end and give you the answer you so desire. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange, I must also demand from you what I need.
As you wish.
Wait.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and his survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no
Oh, so she's just gonna go along with the plan that easily?
In that case,
I'm gonna have to rewind it back and figure out what I missed here.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now?
Before I begin, I must confess I have been stuck in a cognitive trap all this time. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different ways of telling us about what the soul is at its core. The reason I say this is, as I've mentioned earlier, the answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now, but that's not important.
Okay, so now there's two of us that are living dead men.
I overheard a conversation between heroes. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
Okay. So what's the truth here, Anaxa?
Of course you wouldn't remember. Because that wasn't you. That was Calypso. One of the 7 sages of the Grove.
Right. Okay,
Calypso?
I forgot. We already figured that part out. Calypso.
That's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. How do you know of it? And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like the back of your hand?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of souls from the past. The living cannot step foot into that world. So who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness? Yet you have no idea who she is. The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes
Spill it out already.
are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air. And they are no different from humans, because they all evolved from one. Does this answer disappoint you?
And that's why she looks like Calypso.
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where do the children of humanity come from?
Oh, good question, Circe.
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts.
Oh, they're gonna take. He's gonna turn around and say that Cassius is Thanatos.
I knew you would say that. But it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have this supreme being standing before us tell us everything?
You can revive a Titan?
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But
okay, so how are you pulling this one off, Alexa? I'm excited to see how you pull this off.
And the problem will resolve itself. The solution is simple. Just like what you did to me. If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, is it not?
I have news.
Oh, there's a
from
Glaya.
Hudson and Dunlop.
I was wondering when she was gonna finally show up.
Might be trying to do something with Kefali's divine body.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders going to sit around and let such a sacrilegious act unfold?
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone and everyone with his tricks.
I'm sorry.
No need.
Don't blame him.
For this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kindness is up to, and react accordingly to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods. Become the next challenge you are to overcome. Till then, it's best to get used to this place as soon as possible.
Preposterous! The Christos only have their standing because of the Council of Elders. How dare they trample over it?
Oh boy, here we go.
It's been a while. What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious warrior?
It has indeed been some time, Lord Kratos. What brings you here in such haste?
Shh, keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work for Kindness. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight.
Yes, we are itching for a fight. Holy mackerel, any more talking. I'm beginning to see why HSR is going to put a skip button into this. For a lot of people to be like, I just don't care.
Hacker, what?
He's been through a lot lately, please pardon him. Can you tell us more about these thunderclaps?
Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several words at Akama.
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them back at the Kremnos Arena.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you plan to take that thing down in a battle, reach out to me.
What are you gonna do?
You have my gratitude. I will let Aglaya know about this right away.
You have
Remind
nothing
her to be on
in
her
this
toes
fight,
while you're
sir.
at it. That vicious Kindness has been unusually active lately. Those lackeys she keeps under cover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting Kremnoans to defect to the Council.
Nope, here we go.
Looks like you can see it for yourself.
We should get back. Thank you for the intel, Lord Kratos.
By Kefali into Lent and above,
As the Theoros, I have
Aglaya, what happened here?
I know about the poisonous fangs of that king snake through the golden threads. In the past, I would be confident about keeping her in check, but
oh man,
I admit
these two just
I
need
am
to
now
fight it out and
unable
call it
to
a
do
day.
so.
What do you mean?
It is no longer about
These two just need to
eloquence
fight
or arguments.
and call it a day and just
I've been
figure out
demigod
life
for far
after.
too long, that I hardly have any humanity left. Before I realized it, I have become no different from these hypocrites, no longer capable of relating to the people. This has come a lot sooner than I expected. But perhaps it is time. I need you to step up, Finan, in order for me to retreat behind the scenes.
Yes, this is my duty, but...
It is far easier for the Council of Elders to fool many than just fool one person. Their so-called more support is no more than a ruse to distribute power using words instead of lances. There is no glory in winning this debate, but that makes having respect for humans so much more priceless. Finan, you are a Chrysos heir without flaw, capable of relating deeply with humans.
I appreciate what you've taught me, Aglaya.
And doesn't he go evil at
Live
some
up to your
point here?
expectations and win this debate.
Oh, okay, here's the debate mini game. Oh, jeez.
Oh, you've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today.
Okay, so now we got a debate against her.
Let it be known that I
got a feeling this is
sorely
not gonna
miss
go well
the
for
blissful
me.
times portrayed in lyrical poems. Back then, Amphoreus was home to nearly 1,000 cities, each with their own local faith, while gods walked the earth and shared close bonds with humans. Yet, in the present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city, where they hope to rest under Ketheri's protection. All of us have long been in the same boat, with no way out of this plight. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now the Council of Elders brings to the table a new possibility. All I have left is one question for you.
Alright, Kindness, what's that question?
Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova, or return to the prosperous Era Chrysia of our past? Make your choice. Now, which of the two would lead mortals to an ideal future?
That is a great question because I don't remember what Era Nova is supposed to be. I'm gonna pick Era Nova.
We all know that Era Chrysia is a thing of the past, Lady Kindness. Please, enlighten me. How does the Council of Elders plan to turn back time?
Let the three Titans of Calamity be born, and Era Chrysia is nevermore. But bring demise to those Titans, and Era Chrysia will descend upon us again.
So kill the three Titans is what she's saying.
Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on our side.
Oh, Goliath's not gonna be happy with that one.
Anaxagoras, one of the Grove's 7 sages, and Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death. With the help of these two heroes, I can promise all of you that Era Chrysia will exist once more.
Aren't they Chrysos heirs? They're supporting the Council of Elders instead?
It's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaya isn't fit to speak on behalf of every Chrysos heir. I am in favor of Era Chrysia.
Era Chrysia! Era Chrysia!
Well, this doesn't bode well. How you gonna get out of this one, buddy? Especially since
Castorus? Why are you standing over there?
You finally arrived, Naxa. So have you, Cass.
Ooh.
Don't worry.
That Cass was cold.
Well, I know that you have many queries. Could you continue to converse like how the citizens normally do? Tell me, dear citizens, if we successfully retrieve and return Thanatos' core flame without anyone passing the Death Titan's trial, what would happen next?
The answer is simple. We will have a chance to rid the world of death and bring Amphoreus back to an era when all beings live forever. We'll usher in.
Yeah, but the problem is you can't really escape death, so this isn't gonna work out too well.
Your proposal is much too idealistic. As long as the Black Tide still exists, how can we go back to the old days?
Remember what I previously said? Kefali's core flame is guarded by the secret power of the Council of Elders. Plus, Pagusa's water curtain will be able to block out any external perceptions. Tell me, dear citizens, have any of you ever seen even a glimpse of the threat that this person is talking about anywhere within the walls of this majestic holy city?
Oops, hit the wrong
Could
one.
it be that you heard that from the Flame Reaver themselves? Citizens, let's loudly sing the blessed hymn. Oh, beautiful old world, where are you now? Oh, legendary Era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm.
After the destruction of the 3 Titans of Calamity, the Flame Chase journey will have to end.
I got a little distracted. Little text message came in. Had to figure out what that was all about.
This is bad. The masses
Yeah, it is.
totally riled up.
I don't know how you guys are gonna argue this one out.
Pray tell. Everything that you've mentioned hinges on the premise that we can find Thanatos' existence, right?
Thank you, Lady Aglaya, for still caring about this city. However, dear citizens, we are truly fortunate and blessed. For Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death, will surely find Thanatos under my guidance.
What?
With that, I solemnly promise that the core flame Lady Castorus brings back will be personally managed by the Council of Elders. Thereafter, if we are able to garner the
what is his
support of
plan?
all of
How
you
is he
at the
planning for
Citizens'
Castorus to
Assembly,
do this?
we shall spare no effort in ensuring that the Era Chrysia will return to our world once again.
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. By carefully into Lent and above, as of the Theoros I have observed. Akama has chosen her destiny. The issue up for discussion at this Citizens' Assembly shall be modified to the suspension of the Flame Chase journey. This resolution shall be put up on the Wall of Heroes, such that all citizens are aware of the city's way forward.
What has caused your heart to soften? You also don't seem to be as quick-witted as before.
Wag your tongue as much as you like. Since the Flame Chase journey has been preordained by the prophecy, our failure has never been on the cards.
Well then, I guess we'll find out if that's true at the Citizens' Assembly.
Okay. We need to figure out why Castris is doing this. Why did Castris jump ship?
Well, it seems that when I sent you to look for Anaxa, I unintentionally facilitated your partnership with him instead.
My apologies, everyone. I know that you have many questions to ask me. I will answer them to the best of my knowledge.
In that case, please tell us as much as you can.
In actuality, he showed me a past that was both long and heavy.
What did he show you?
The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yep, we already saw that.
Yes.
We saw him do that.
I am but a living dead man now.
Yep, there's two of
That's
us.
not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes.
Have you heard of this tale before?
Okay, so we've got
A tale about the ocean god's treasure
Polixia,
pearl.
who is a twin sister of Castris.
It was a seaside town which enjoyed the ocean breeze and glorious, peaceful times.
Is that Pollux?
Thanks to the wisdom
Pollux
of
is
its ruling queen.
the dragon that Castris summons.
Until one day, an evil dragon descended upon the town. Its wings were large enough to blot out the sun, while its claws were sharp enough to rip the waves apart. It barged into the tall tower and devoured the queen's beloved daughter. It even settled itself in her bedroom, like a tyrant king. The queen assembled 300 warriors who managed to subdue the evil dragon by chaining it up. However, when the queen slit open the dragon's belly, she realized that the princess had long since been digested, and all that was left of her was a pile of bones.
Ooh.
Devastated, the queen wept for several
That is
days.
rough.
It was then that a devious, smooth-talking scholar arrived at the palace and suggested that the princess could be revived through the use of dragon bone and dragon blood. That liar called this process the secret art of alchemy. The princess was reborn! The queen was overjoyed, blissfully unaware that the evil dragon's soul still lurked within the princess's body. As revenge, the evil dragon swallowed the poor queen, the glib liar, the courageous warriors, and all of the town's innocent civilians in a single gulp. Worse still, the souls of the deceased refused entry to the Netherrealm because they were filled with regret. Forced to roam the mortal
How is
realm,
that possible when
these
it's human
resentful
form?
souls ultimately converged into
Or is it able to
reversed
transform
souls
back and forth?
that would not retreat for a long time. The terrifying death had consumed all. Thereafter, our hometown fell into ruin as well.
Until?
Actually, I don't know what happened next either.
Oh my. It seems that you still like to whet people's appetites even after all this time, Polixia. So, according to your story, this is how I used to look? It's practically a mirror image. And yet, what exactly is this?
A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what it is and how I was able to accomplish it, I'll keep the answers to myself for now.
Oh, my goodness. Is this cliffhanger really necessary?
Dude, Alexa, you're getting on my nerves with these cliffhangers. I'm with Cersei on this one.
Quiet, Titan. Continue to enjoy this splendid play, and the truth will naturally reveal itself.
Dragon, huh? I've heard this legend before.
In that case, what do you think of it?
I think that this so-called alchemy was a tenuous analogy added to the story by future generations. After all, you've never heard of a tradition of alchemy in your hometown before, have you?
Indeed. Before I left home to pursue my education, I never even knew that anybody was looking into this area of study.
Therefore, we can just treat
Where'd
this
she get all the
tale as a
bandages from
fable
all of a
told to
sudden?
young children.
A fable, you say? If so, what moral is it trying to impart to the kids?
I guess it might be the concept of equivalent exchange.
Oh? I thought the moral might be closer to something like honor the dead. What? At a loss for words?
No, I merely realized that we're both thinking of the same principle. If life is priceless, then there is hardly anything else in this world that is of equal weight to it, right?
Indeed. As expected of the wisest scholar in the land.
You flatter me. Why don't I ask you a question as well, as a form of equivalent exchange?
Of course. What is your question?
If I imparted my knowledge of the art of alchemy to you, would you use it to resurrect someone you loved?
What? What kind of strange question is this? I got it. You're just trying to get me to tell you whether I like anyone, right?
Let's just leave it at that. That was rude of me.
So, where's Castorus at this point?
Yes.
Because if Polly is the sister...
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, I'm certain that someone whom I cherish deeply will leave me for good.
You know, and I kind of did look at the story a little bit earlier between the two sisters, but I don't recall it.
I think
I'm hoping they did talk about it here.
I would use it without hesitation. After all, you, me,
I do hope that they talk about this, the sisters a bit more here.
fateful moment.
We got Polly.
Eventually.
Where's Castorus? Because last time we saw Polly, she was talking about, oh, Castorus gathering flowers. But she also didn't have all those bandages or anything on. So now all of a sudden she has bandages and whatnot. So I'm very interested to see what happened. Or are they going to even talk about it?
My firm belief in the immeasurable value of life, I am unable to complete the trial.
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. It is a pity that fate is such a cruel mistress.
Is there no other way of interpreting those words?
Why is he a question mark? We know that's Nias. We know that's Nias.
Clear. Between my sister and me, one must pay the price. Our trial can only be completed when the one chosen sacrifices her life. I'm afraid that the prophecy might even have selected a pair of twins for this exact purpose.
Okay. So Polly sacrifices herself for Castorus.
My sister is prepared to sacrifice herself. And yet, I can't do the same. How absurd. My time is almost up, but I'm still afraid to welcome death.
should we do? If I am ultimately not able to make up my mind...
Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and leave this trial to the end, there is still plenty of time for you to ponder.
Nah, there probably isn't much time.
That's right. Don't allow the fog of an uncertain future to cloud your mind.
Trial, prophecy, the topics that they're discussing seem familiar. But these three people must not have left their names in the epics. Otherwise, I would have some recollection of this.
Amphoreus' history before the Titans were born was complete chaos. Is that not strange by itself? I have long held 3 hypotheses about this. However, let's continue watching for now.
Calypso, Polixia, and this warrior. I seem to have...
It's Nias. Why is he still having a question mark on his name? We know it's Nias.
Nias, are you confident that you'll complete your trial?
Of course. Though, I am worried about what will happen once I've emerged victorious.
Like, we know this was Nias, so why is his name a question mark? I guess it doesn't matter.
Looks like you have made up your mind.
Yes, this is the safest course of action.
Completely separating courage, honor, tenacity, sacrifice, and reason. You really know how to make things difficult.
Please, young lady, witness my fall and demise. Lady Calypso, you shall host the soul-rending ceremony.
I do not understand. Why would you dare to sacrifice yourself for a future that you won't get to witness?
Because this is our destiny. The power that resides within me is so intense that I will one day be engulfed by it. Furthermore, the valorous death before glorious return has always been the path I chose to walk. A journey I began long ago. If your sister or Chaos were in my position, I believe they would make the same choice as well.
I'm not that brave. I don't know how I'm supposed to face such a serious affair.
Despite being death's
I wonder what pushes her to her decision to finally sacrifice herself for her sister.
Let's chat, young lady. Perhaps I shouldn't end my journey so hastily. Since there's still time, I'm not worried about letting fate wait a little longer.
Of course. This warrior is Lord Nias.
Why did it take you so long to pick up on that?
Of Nikador's divinity, he entrusted his life to us and allowed humankind to end his madness. That means that what I'm currently seeing before my eyes is in fact...
Looks like one hypothesis of mine has already been proven true. These heroes are the true forms of the Titans, before they attain their divinity. If so, the chosen one of death that he speaks of is actually...
Polixia? Is the previous form of Thanatos? But her appearance...
If this is true, as long as we can find out where she went, we'll naturally be able to figure out the location of the Death Titan.
But before that, we first need to witness what ultimately happened to Lord Nias.
Okay. How many do I have now? I do need this light cone, but that is not enough to even worth pulling. I do need that light cone though.
Nikador's courage is a testament that they have never once retreated from a battle.
I've heard that these words are still engraved in Castrum Kremnos even today. It didn't occur to me that they were actually part of an alchemical formula.
Nikador's courage.
I've heard that these...
I've already seen that one. Do we need to touch all of them? Probably not.
Honor, courage, tenacity, sacrifice.
And finally, the only thing that remains is reason.
Cheer up, young lady. There is no need to shed tears over a glorious death.
All farewells in this world are sorrowful, Lord Nias.
No, young lady. As a warrior, I have witnessed too many bitter deaths. But now, all I feel is peace. I did not know until this moment that mortals could live their lives in such a way.
Although only a sliver of your soul remains, you remain so optimistic. Or maybe the truth is that you aren't able to feel sorrow anymore.
To be honest, I don't know either. But I am certain of one thing.
Okay, so what really happens to Nias? We're about to find out. We're about to find out what really happens here. And hopefully we get to see what happens to Polixia.
I am just enjoying what remains of my life to the fullest.
Enjoying?
Indeed. Along this journey that we've taken together, not only have I changed the world, I myself have also changed in the process. And now I have reached the journey's end. When I look back and see the grand epic that I've personally written, how could I not revel in that fact?
But when you depart the mortal realm, won't all of your accomplishments be reduced to nothing? Separation and death are two sides of the same coin. Reconciling this doesn't come easily for a mortal.
Finally, let me recount to you a story of mine, young lady. The first time I returned from the battlefield,
okay, here we go.
I felt extremely...
See, because Polixia doesn't have any of that bandage or any of that stuff on. So what is happening to her body that she needs all these bandages and the cover
When I
over her
returned
eye?
to the city alone, the citizens held a banquet for me that was far from pleasant. I felt as though I was still on the battlefield, and the person who had returned was nothing but an empty shell. It was late into the night by the time the banquet ended. My head still reeling, I returned alone to the barracks. On the way back, I encountered someone. It was a crazed scholar looking at the night sky and muttering to himself by the side of the road. Although I tripped over him and fell, I wasn't angry in the slightest. And maybe because I saw myself in him, I inexplicably asked him a question. Do you think that it'd be better if we just died on the roadside like a couple of stray dogs? To my surprise, he shrugged his shoulders and sighed.
To someone who is currently experiencing death, dying and living afford the same amount of bliss. Now please go away and don't block my starlight.
Are you trying to say that there is no difference between living and dying? For they are both journeys that lead toward death?
That's exactly what life is. And death is but a scale to measure how valuable the journey was. Journeys and epics are only glorious and magnificent because all things eventually fade to dust. Therefore, young lady, don't detest your fate. Instead, willingly and respectfully embrace it.
The embodiment of strength telling me about the majesty of the world.
Indeed. I believe that when the fated moment eventually arrives, you will be able to understand my words. It is time for me to knock on death's door. I will set up a long table at the end of the road and humbly await your arrival. When that moment finally comes, let us drink and be merry then.
What a story. Man.
I knew this day would eventually come.
Are the both of you ready?
Mm-hmm. Polixia.
Okay, so here's Casterus.
What? This...
Does she not remember this?
This is quite interesting indeed.
Is this... Polixia's sister? Is it... me?
Oh, okay. That just threw me for a loop. Does she not
to fulfill our promises?
have memory of this?
Are you afraid? What are you afraid of?
That I won't be able to do it.
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame.
I mean, I guess it makes sense that she doesn't remember it. If Cersei doesn't remember, then yeah, I guess that makes sense. So what's...
We must face our fated moment head on.
Alright, what is going to be her name then?
Even if it was prophesied, do we have no say in the matter? It's so unfair. Why are we the only ones who are forced into mutual destruction? Let me do it, sister. Let me be death's sacrifice. I was never long for this world anyway. But you're different. I was the one who wasted your life after all.
You're wrong.
Okay, so we know Polixia sacrifices herself for her sister. The sister's supposed to be Casterus. I'm not sure why they got question marks on the name.
I think that my life was wasted. Just the opposite. When I finally arrived at this destination and looked back at the journey I took, I discovered that flowers had long since bloomed along the path I walked. It was you who sowed the seeds for this sea of flowers.
Okay, this is very touching. Let's just move on to the next stage, please. This is touching.
Besides, I have lived a fulfilling life. Even though I was fated for sacrifice, none of the things that I've experienced will dissipate. Instead, they'll forever live on as memories inside your head.
So I don't think Polixia is going to ever be in Thanatos. If she dies as a sacrifice for her sister,
Ever compared to the actual you?
then Caster should be Thanatos, right? And that's why she can't touch anyone.
Tell me, what exactly are we?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But regardless of what the answer is, regardless of how we're shaped by others, or even by this world, ever since we were born, the fact that we existed was predestined, and nothing could erase it. This is why I will always, always be by your side. We're twins, after all. All right, my dear Polixia. It's time to extract my heart and light the flame of death. After that, use it to plant the first bud in the prophesied new world.
Oof, that is... What? We just heard the cutting of the knife.
I imparted my knowledge of the art of alchemy to you. Would you?
We heard the knife cutting some skin and taking some things out. Getting her heart cut out.
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, I am certain that someone whom I cherish deeply will leave me for good. If such a mighty power really existed, I think I would use it without hesitation. Even now, my answer remains the same. This is why, sister, I promise you, in the prophesized new world, I shall plant the first bud on your behalf. Go now. Return to the ocean god's treasured pearl, our hometown. I shall open wide the entrance to the netherrealm and grant you a second life. The living beings on this earth shall respond to my call and lead you to the sacred daylight. Remember, do not look back on the land of the dead, and do not stop moving. The new world promised by the prophecy, march toward your new life. As for the price of our equivalent exchange, let me be the one to pay it.
Man.
Everybody, we've come to the end. Unfortunately, I am not compatible with the Supreme Being, so I was unable
What a
to
story. So
completely
essentially,
fuse their soul
Felicia
to my own body.
sacrifices herself,
However,
equivalent exchange, to
being able
bring
glean all this
casters
from them
back.
is exciting enough. I'm certain of this now.
And this is why
Before
casters
the
can't really
titans that
touch
we are well
anyone.
acquainted with were born, a group of heroes roamed the land. These heroes followed a prophecy and took possession of divine authorities one by one, until they eventually became the pantheon of the new world. Just like the flame chase journey of today, Amphoreus' history is cyclical in nature.
What a startling revelation. This means that the demigods, who bear the core flames, will also become the new titans at the world's end, thereby shaping a new world?
I believe that this is the truth behind the Era Nova, as mentioned in the prophecy.
This is utterly unbelievable.
Nah, you gotta believe it now. You just saw it with your own eyes.
Those twins in the past, even if they really are Thanatos, their whereabouts are still unknown even today.
Are their whereabouts truly unknown? Didn't Polixia mention that seaside town? The birthplace of alchemy in the tale of the dragon. In our world, there exists a city which perfectly matches that description. Styxia.
But the people there worship the Gusa and bear no relation to Thanatos. I have also never been to that place, as in the time of Idonia, it had long turned into underwater ruins.
Take this.
This is...
the new Sporist masterpiece, the Philosopher's Stone. It was made by transmuting all of the sages' wisdom into a single entity, with their flesh and blood as its foundation.
Oh man, I wonder how.
I've mentioned before.
I wonder how Alphonse would feel all about this alchemy stuff. How would Alphonse feel about all this alchemy?
This process also applies to the pursuit of truth. Regardless of how unbelievable this sounds, the truths of the world have been refined from the impurities. Think about the story of the dragon. This stone will lead you to your real hometown, allowing you to reform the door to the Netherrealm and discover Thanatos' fate.
You still look as confident in your victory as ever. But what if your conjecture is wrong?
Simple. I shall merely admit to the entire world that my experiment was a failure. However,
Yeah, I
My
knew there
line
was,
of
I knew there was a
thinking will not
but, because
fail,
there's no way
because
Nexa
I've
is just
already
gonna give
planted
up
the
that
seeds of
easily.
doubt
Like,
in
I
the
was
hearts of the
wrong.
masses.
I failed.
Actions speak louder than words, Castorus. With the assembly about to begin, don't forget the promise you've made.
I've already searched for so long. I'm willing to try one more time. While we converse, his life is also slowly slipping away. But before I leave, I have another question. What exactly did we witness just now?
That was the world imprinted in Kefali's soul. If we are to prove its existence, you must take the final step. Go. Do not disappoint me.
I understand.
Hey, child of humanity.
Don't get antsy. I still remember the question you posed to me. As a scholar, I do not wish to offer up ambiguous conclusions. Let's discuss this topic again when she manages to find the evidence.
I merely wanted to ask, was that stone transmuted from your heart? If so, rebirth is no longer an option for you.
Why not? When I was a child, I lost someone dear to me. When I was a teenager, I lost my faith. A while back, although you saved my life, I also lost my soul in the process. Now I'm merely forsaking my body. What's the big deal?
Why are you always finding ways to die? Isn't it good to be alive?
My man is just ready to leave. He's probably tired of it all.
This is but a necessary sacrifice on my path to transform into the purest of them all.
Can someone who's dead even claim to be the purest of them all? Furthermore, if your hypothesis is proven correct, does it not just confirm that the myths are true, and thereby invalidate all your theories?
No, it's just the opposite. If my hypothesis is correct, it means that I can actually ascend to godhood and reshape this absurd world that you all have created.
I would love to see how he reshapes the world. I really would. Like what image does he create the world into? Like what does he do?
To take in at once.
Lady Aglaya, please, let me explain.
Go on.
You know that the core flame of death has always been the greatest unknown regarding the Era Nova, which is why both you and Kindness desire to gain the power to control that core flame in the approaching Citizens' Assembly. Professor Anaxa has come to a consensus with Kindness. They want to suspend the trial once Thanatos' core flame is reclaimed, hoping thus to eradicate death from this world.
That's not possible.
If they're successful, then the flame chase journey will cease, and Akama can enjoy everlasting peace. But I know this runs counter to your wishes. So long as we do not usher in Era Nova, the Black Tide will never be eradicated. Even with Lord Mighty on the front line, and the Black Tide not posing an immediate risk, the danger nevertheless remains. Honestly, it's difficult for me to assess the pros and cons in this decision. But someone must bring the core flame before we can begin negotiations over it. The Titan could be very near. I cannot let this chance slip by. Besides, someone has to make this trip to bring back Mr. Soul.
Yeah,
Well, so
yeah, you do.
You already had every
I'm
reason
dying.
to seek
I mean, I'm
alliance with
dead, but I'm
Thanatos.
gonna be slowly
It's
losing
that
whatever life
great
force I have
buffoon
left.
who has weaponized
Go get
your
my
wishes.
soul,
In
Castorus.
a world without death, do you desire that too?
If fate dictates that my path must oppose yours, I will do all I can to resist it and protect what I aspire to achieve.
Like, I don't understand how this would work,
Lord
right?
Mighty
If they
showed me that
eliminate
without
death,
taking the
then
first
no
step,
one dies.
All talk of what
So they're
follows
just
is
technically
moot.
immortal, but you can't eliminate death, right? So I feel like you have to move on to the next world, right? Because if they get rid of death, isn't the... I don't know. This one's tough.
I am not going to punish her for that. I have always hoped to hear you speak your mind, Cass. And I am glad to have heard your
Because
truth.
because what they say, if they eliminate death,
Styxia.
the
I
black
visited
tide
that
is
place
still
in the
there.
past. Though it is now an island surrounded by the river of Soul's
I don't know.
torrents.
I don't think you can eliminate
not
death.
hard
I don't
to see
think
its
that's going to
full
happen
splendor.
anyway.
Go.
I feel like there's more problems that will arise
you,
if they eliminate
You are
death.
someone who has cheated death. I believe you have more than enough reason to make the trip with Castrus and meet the god of death himself. Castrus, I too look forward to your journey. I wonder what kinds of new interpretations your completed story will bring to the Flame Chase journey.
Thank you, Lady Aklaya.
I didn't think Aglaya would be so reasonable,
hate
to
to
be
put
honest.
a damper on this heartwarming moment, but if Styxia is now an island surrounded by the river of Soul's torrents, then how do we find a way in? Lady Treby is probably...
The answer is quite simple. In the Mids, Zagreus once made the domain of the dead their treasure vault. That is to say, they could enter and leave the Netherrealm as they
That purple dude? Is it the purple guy that just comes and takes the chest every time I try and grab one?
Their divinity must be capable of the same. I'll see you at Marmorial Palace at Action Hour tomorrow. Cypher shall be your guide to finding that ancient city.
Okay. That was a lot of revelations going on there. A lot of revelations. Alright. I thought it was something from up there. It is up here. Let's take a look at that real quick. Pretty sure Mem's gonna talk. Oh, I was really hoping that now that she can talk, they would have gotten rid of that Pokemon sound effect of just saying her name over and over again.
I saw the spell the professor carved on his body.
Alright, so we're just filling out the book here.
If it's just...
Oops, a little too fast.
For a while.
Why? Bobby.
Okay. So this is just pretty much a quick recap of everything that we kind of went through. Sorry if you guys are reading that. I'll have to do the other two because I feel like for this part it's just not fun. You kind of want to do it just to grab like this stuff here. Right, and we already have all the rest. We should be good here too. Eidolon should be maxed. Good. So we'll finish those off. We got the trophies. So there's definitely more story. I don't know how close we are to ending, because I think we're in 3.2. we're still in 3.2, and I think this starts 3.3. I can't tell if this starts Fate's Atlas. Here we go. Through Petals and Road. No, so we're still in 3.2. So this is coming up to the end of 3.2. We're getting close. And then we have 3.3 to continue, where everything just goes crazy, and that's where everyone starts to cry and bad things happen to people. And I can't wait to see what that actually is. But for now, I do have to kind of stop it here. I do thank you guys for joining me. I will try to hopefully be back on tonight, because I really want to get through the rest of this story. So I want to try and get back on tonight. So I do hope that you'll join me tonight. And if you are here, thank you for stopping by. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.